It's Friday, January 11th, 2019, and this is 5 on your side at 10. We haven't seen this much snow in 5 years. More than a foot may fall.
You guys, somebody's gonna get hurt!
Many of you slipping and sliding on your way home, getting stranded when interstates shut down.
Crews working all night to clear the roads, but it's going to be another 24 hours before this massive storm winds down. This frigid storm, it is just the beginning. So many of you trying to get home from work, picking up your kids from early dismissal at school in just disastrous roads.
And you'll likely be driving on ice even by Monday. Our team is spread across the area tonight, keeping an eye on the roads and to help you get through the weekend storm.
This will be the biggest snow we've seen since 2014. So let's compare. On the left, what we're seeing right now. On the right, the 2014 snowstorm, when Missouri saw almost 11 inches of snow. Do you remember that? Now let's go to Craig to see just how much snow we think will fall, because we've got all of Saturday left to go, Craig.
Yeah, we're looking at snow showers tomorrow and then really cold temperatures Sunday night into Monday. That's going to present some more problems we're going to talk about. You can see back here the snow still coming in across the area, and we're going to zoom out and show you that while there have been a few breaks that develop from time to time, just as quickly this stuff has been filling back in, and we are looking at another prolonged period of snow. As we've been advertising and forecasting all week, we said, hey, this is legit. This is not just, hey, it's another winter storm. This is a serious situation, and we are looking at a tremendous amount of snow. Now, I want to expand the view a little bit more and talk to you about the moisture that is going to stream in from the south. There's another plume all the way down far to the south, and there's a lot of moisture that's set to come in late tonight and early tomorrow. So we can talk about that, but the snow continues across the area, and it's this area in particular that's been hit really hard so far. Would you believe we've got an area that we've kind of identified here, around 8 inches of snow from parts of St. Louis County back into Franklin County, eastern and central Franklin County. So this is what's already fallen. We're looking, with that additional snow moving in, another 4 to 7 inches overnight for parts of the area. And again, I will break all of this down. I will show you a list of snow totals, and when you see these numbers from all around the region, I think you'll be pretty impressed. We'll also talk about additional chances for snow later this week and that big ice threat as we get into early next week. Right now, we're going to check in with Casey Nolan and PJ Rendawa. They're out in some of the worst spots on the interstates. Let's hear from Casey Nolan out on I-64 near St. Louis U campus.
Craig, for a minute here, it looked like we had some folks who might be spending the night on the interstate. Good news, MoDOT crews, those roadside motorist assist crews, they've been out here pushing, pulling cars, getting them some momentum. Yeah, you said we're by the SALU campus here. Follow me just a second here. This is Chaifetz Arena, just to give you an idea. This is St. Louis in that direction. So coming out of downtown as this hill comes up right here just past the Forest Park Parkway exit. Well, the problem here is, you know, people come out, they're trying to be careful. There might be a speed that is too careful because they get onto this hill here, they lose their momentum, just like this person you see right here. This Ford SUV has just lost its momentum, not going anywhere, right here on this hill by the Budweiser sign with the eagle flapping its wings. Let's go to some video from a little bit earlier tonight when this really started to back up. You know, the good news, because of that Forest Park Parkway exit, a lot of the traffic was able to divert, but we had semi-tractor trailer trucks, we had people trying to get home, we had people not dressed for the weather out trying to dig out their cars in the middle of an interstate. This went on for a couple hours at least. Just within the past 10 minutes or so has traffic really started going again. At one point, we were standing on the interstate talking to a truck driver from Mount Vernon, Illinois. So a local guy trying to get his job done, trying to get home. When you're standing on the highway talking, you know things aren't good. Here's what he had to say.
I've been doing this long enough now to where you got to know where to draw the line. Because as I tell my wife all the time, my ultimate fear, if I do something out here, or something happens and it gets me, it's on me. But my ultimate fear is something happening, hurting somebody else. And the good Lord willing, if we get moving here, I'm gonna turn around and go back to home.
Tonight's the kind of night you draw the line.
Yes, sir. And I know MoDOT can only do what they can do, but yeah, if y'all's home, stay home.
Yeah, good advice right there. I'm a little worried. We're gonna check on these folks here when we get done talking to you. The good news, not a lot of people are out on the road right now, so no traffic running up on these folks. Although I will say, when people come along, just a few seconds ago here, we had flashing emergency lights from the MoDOT crews at the top of this hill, and people, I guess, just didn't see them because they're flying right up on them and then hitting their brakes, anti-lock brakes, locking up as they slide into the area where they're trying to help people. You can see there are a couple of cars. We don't think there's anyone in those cars there. The MoDOT crews hopefully will be able to keep this going. It didn't officially shut down, I'm told, but it was, for all purposes, it was not going anywhere. That's the latest from Interstate 64, Highway 40 here coming out of downtown. We'll send it back to you, Art and Ann, for now.
All right, Casey, thank you.
Just a few hours into the snowstorm, rush hour slowed to a crawl on I-64. Let's speed it up and show you this is still slow for the interstate at 5 on a Friday.
All right, let's get to Maryville Center Drive in West St. Louis County. Truckers parked at the bottom of the hill. They aren't going anywhere. PJ Rendawa has been there. She is live from Maryville Center, and this might get first prize for the biggest mess, PJ.
Yeah, it's still a really bad situation here. You can see cars stalled, and take a look at those two men down there. I believe they are MoDOT workers or emergency workers. Either way, we can hear them giving very specific directions to these motorists, telling them to go fast, go 40 miles an hour at least. And why do they need to go fast? Because they're about to go up a hill. Take a look at some of this video and you'll get a better idea of what I'm talking about. So many cars have been stuck on this hill. We are at 64 and Maryville Center, and it's been like this for hours. Motorists are telling us they've been trapped for at least 4 to 5 hours, some people, and even MoDOT trucks have been stuck in this mess. That's really slowing down their progress in clearing these roads. Now, they're also relying heavily on highway patrol and first responders to push some of these cars out of the way, because as you can see, it's causing kind of a jam over here. In terms of what's ahead for tomorrow, we're hearing things may not be much better in the morning, and MoDOT is asking for your patience.
It's hard to clear the roads completely as the snow is still falling, so we're going to make it as passable as we can, but be reminded that some of these areas that it's gridlocked, we're going to have problems getting our trucks there.
Well, this really gives you a good idea of how much snow has fallen since it started around 1 o'clock. But some really important advice from MoDOT. If you are one of these people stuck in your cars, do not get out. Wait for help, keep yourself safe, and don't go on the roads. We'll continue to keep you updated. Art, back to you.
Thank you, PJ. Interstate 44 snowpacked in Eureka tonight. Here's a live look at I-44 at Lewis Road. The interstate is closed right now. People have been stuck there for several hours because tractor trailers can't get up the hill. MoDOT and Missouri Highway Patrol are out there checking on drivers.
So let's take a look at the big picture with traffic. What a mess, right? All those purple lines, those are roads that are covered in snow. Every exclamation point you see on that, that's a closed road.
Drivers are also getting stuck at I-64 near Clayton Road.
Let's check in with Rico Bush. Rico.
Yeah, and our traffic here is still at a standstill where we are right now. Just a few hours ago, you couldn't move at all. Now some cars are starting to move, but it's still a very difficult process for people who are driving on Interstate 64. Again, we are just near Clayton Road, and you can see that the snow continues to come down. Just check my jacket here, and you can see the contrast of that snow and, of course, the blackness on my jacket. So the snow continues to come down here, but I want to show you the highway right now. Again, people are moving. It is kind of normal here where we are right now. Just a few, minutes ago, cars were just at a standstill. Now they are starting to move, but they are moving very slowly. We have seen so many cars just stuck in this weather here and these horrible conditions right now. And you can't see right now, but just down the way here, there are some police officers trying to, get people to safety and get them off of this roadway. This is why emergency responders say it's important to stay off the roads during these type of wintry conditions, because one man we talked to earlier today, he said he's actually taking advantage of people who actually stand on the roads. Let's show you some video now. We actually took a ride along with him earlier today, and he is the owner of Good Fortune and the Tower Grove area. And due to these hazardous conditions, Corey Smale decided to offer free deliveries for his customers in several neighborhoods across St. Louis. He told me he did this because he wanted his customers to feel safe inside their homes with their families. He said he's willing to make these dangerous trips in the snow to show his customers how much he really cares about them.
Weather affects businesses, restaurants especially. People don't want to go out, and I understand I don't want to go out, but we're here and out. And I thought, you know what, I have four-wheel drive, and I could just get around the neighborhood.
Now, Corey also said that he made these deliveries to get to know his customers a little bit better. Today was his first time actually offering those free deliveries, and he says he will continue to do that as long as the weather continues to stay bad throughout the weekend. That's the latest here from Interstate 64 in St. Louis. I'm Rico Bush. Art Ann, back to you.
All right, Rico, thanks so much for being out there. Good story.
You guys, let somebody else do that. You're gonna get hurt. I know, but it's not worth your life. You guys, stop. Oh my God, you guys are gonna get hurt. Be careful, please.
People were resorting to pushing their cars up the hill on Interstate 70 at Goodfellow. Missouri Highway Patrol has always told us that if our cars break down on the side of the highway, we should not get out. Try to get out of the way and turn on emergency lights.
Christina Coleman's been out there all night on the roads with a tow truck driver in St. Charles County. I assume he has been very busy, Christina.
Yes, he has been very busy and very cold, but it's not stopping him from working his tail off tonight along with all his co-workers. I'm here at A1 Towing, where this truck looks as though somebody might be getting into the truck any moment now. They've got these chains here to hook up to some of the vehicles to try and get them out of bad situations, and they're not sure when they are going to be stopping during this storm.
So I took the corner too wide and I panicked, slammed on my brakes, and I slid into this catch basin over here.
Tom Sword says his car nearly crashed into a tree at Drosty Road and Judy Drive in this St. Charles neighborhood.
So your tire's been like this for about a half
Well,
hour.
I called them people, AAA, and they sent these people out.
And within minutes, A1 towing driver Andrew Briganti was on his way.
Be calm and just see what they need done.
It took about 20 minutes to pull Tom's car back onto the street.
Feels good. Get someone off the road if they get stuck, and they can get home and be safe for the rest of the night.
Fortunately, Tom was only a block away from his house.
The first one is 69303.
But the calls kept pouring in at A1 Towing.
Right now in St. Charles, it kind of died down a little bit. That's why you see some more guys here. My St. Louis guys are still hammered, and my guys in Columbia are still super busy also.
Hooking cold chains to trapped cars, getting underneath them in some cases, and getting drivers to safety.
We just buckle down and get to work. We take it one call at a time here. That's all we really can do.
Now, A1 Towing is expecting at least 300 calls for help over the weekend. They just want to give this message out to drivers to be careful, be slow. When they get out there, they're assessing the situation. They're not sure what tools they're going to have to use, whether it is a chain or, one of these big shovels. So make sure you give them room to work so you can keep them safe and to keep yourself safe. Mike and Ann?
Christina, thank you. And one woman, she actually had to spend the night in her office at work.
That's after she watched cars spin out and fight their way up a hill for 3 hours at 141 and I-64.
I came in this morning because it was all clear. I was getting ready to leave about 2 o'clock or maybe 2:30ish, but ended up talking with my boss for about an hour, and then, just things kind of snowballed, literally, and that's just where I ended up.
Now, if for some reason someone is still looking for a way to get around tonight, Metrolink actually has no delays right now.
And like cars on the road right now, Metro buses are delayed 1 to 2 hours or even more. And this has big impacts at Lambert Airport. Right now, there are 35 canceled flights out of Lambert and 18 delays. For arrivals, we're looking at 39 cancellations and 21 delays.
All right, of course, tomorrow we're all going to be snowed in. We've got more snow to go. Any big plans?
Netflix and chill and the NFL.
Netflix and chill in the NFL. All right, let me show you mine. This is a brand new sled, never been used, and I'm going to take the baby girl sledding for her first time in her life.
Do you have a location?
No, I don't, but I'm looking for suggestions. Scott Connell, he's been out there tonight. He is tracking the latest conditions for us as well.
And take a look. Yes, this really happened today. The creative way people found to enjoy their snow day.